catalyst offer, the closing can generally occur within 10 days. I'm sure that there is a cash incentive to the agent as well, David, that they're not talking about that would make it appealing for them to do it through the catalyst offer process. Would it not make sense?
For sure, the agent is getting paid a percentage of the commission. No question about it. Listen, this feature is not really competing with real estate agents. It's competing with investors. This is
right.
Zillow's offer and Open Door. You mentioned them. The thing that I think that you're going to find, because I've had this happen, because I recently just listed a house that I wanted to buy, and I don't know, so I don't have a track record of this, but I was in the house because I'm selling my house and getting married, and we're looking to buy a house together. And when I was in there looking, I said, I think that I'd like to buy your house. And they wanted me to list the house, but they made me write into the agreement that I would not make any attempt to buy the house. And the reason for that was that they were afraid that I would have no incentive to get them the best price for their house if I was trying to buy it. Right. And I don't know if that's what percentage of people will feel that way, but I know based on this one experience that a lot of people will be suspicious of their motives. That if they don't have an incentive to get top dollar for the house, if they're really just trying to buy it and make money off the house. So we'll see how this rolls out. I mean, I could see why they would want to do that, and there's plenty of money available, but basically they're acting as the investor, and we'll make you an offer, and if you like it, great, and if you don't, then we'll just put it on the market and go from there. And I'd rather, if I were Caldwell Banker, the way I would do it is I'd give them would sell your house in 90 days or we'll buy it at this price. That's the way that I would, guarantee buyback or something like that.
I would look at it from that perspective. That's one thing, and I'm sure that it creates, more portfolios for people to invest with on Wall Street. I'm sure that there's some kind of weird back end to this all that ties back into Wall Street. But I think the thing that I would think about from a marketing perspective is I have another player, eating up a lead source. If I was any agent in a Caldwell Banker dominated area, especially one that's doing this kind of work, aren't they going to dump a lot of money into marketing this program and Caldwell agents within that area? I mean, I'm just looking at it from strictly a marketing perspective. So let's say their first state or first area is something like Phoenix, Arizona. Wouldn't it just be natural for them to dump literally millions into advertising in that area, because it basically gives them a reason to do it on the back end? I mean, the math of marketing, they need the listings. They want the listings to buy. So they're going to have to push their agenda within the market.
Well, I think so. I always wonder where these guys are coming from, and what happens is I just think about all the fear that people have that Zillow is going to become a real estate agent, and I don't happen to think that. And then they do their offer I don't even know what they call it, and then all of a sudden, everybody panics. Oh, that's proof that they're going to become a real estate agent. And the reason I don't think that they're going to become a real estate agent, and I'll come back to this, is because they make their whole business model is based on advertising, and I happen, advertising they're selling to realtors, and realtors are not going to pay to promote a competitor's product. That's why they're not going to do it. Now they're doing everything around it, with their DocuSign type product. I forget the name of it. They bought that company, and then they're doing their offers, and they're dancing everything around. And even Zillow, when they do their offer, are using their premier agents in order to write the offer and get it done. And so what it sounds like the Caldwell Bankers of the world are doing is that this is coming from fear that, and I heard this in the help you sell world, too, when this first started. Oh, we need to do that. We need to have a website. We need to be able to make an offer. We need, and all this, panic. Oh, we're going to fall behind if we don't do this too. And I think that's what you're saying a little bit about that. And at the end of the day, I don't change my business model, based on the response of one or two people or one or two competitors. It'd be like Purple Bricks comes into the marketplace at $3,600 to list a house, and then everybody panics and starts dropping, their prices to do it. That didn't happen either, and Purple Bricks doesn't even have 1% of the market in spite of, the incredible amount of money that they're spending. So I don't know how effective it's going to be. I think it creates some confusion, but it'll placate some agents who feel like they need to do it, and then they'll realize that if an agent is calling a realtor, they're looking to get top dollar for the property. They're not trying to, sell out in 10 days to an investor.
So we will end the call with some more questions. And since we started a little late and I took some questions at the beginning, we did those. John Sloan, I was digging deeper on the NODs, Notice of Defaults, and found that it had a list pendants on June 1st, and then it got released on June 20th. Yet it showed as a default in Property Radar. Do you look at every single default to see what's going on? I do not. I do not. That is not, if it's got an NOD or a notice of sale and it doesn't have a bankruptcy and it's owner occupied, and here's the other big thing, it's single family residence. I'm not a big fan of tagging condos or mobile homes. That's not my gig. That's about it. Is there anything you'd like to add to that, David?
No, I'm more liberal with you. We're tagging, I don't tag anything under $300,000 because I don't want under $300,000 listings. So that's really the only criteria. And when it comes to, condos or mobile home or whatever, we'll tag everything. And if we can get in. So, I'm a little less urban. I don't, when we have a condo, condos here, they're not usually on the interior of a building where you need to get through a gate, then you need to get through a locked door lobby to get to the place. So we don't generally mess with. But if we can get to the front door, to the mailbox, or the garage door, then we do that.
Linda, Daniel, and Chris both got The Big Short quicker than you did, David. So kudos to them for knowing their movie logic.
Well, I was trying to think of the name of a Batman movie.
Right? that would be ridiculous. Jesus Sanchez. What happened when we overlapped territories? I got a call yesterday that we already had left a sticker, and I know I hadn't. Don't worry about it. Are you still getting calls and appointments? It's going to happen. There are always mavericks throughout my experience, every single market where they feel that they've got to tag everything and there are areas, and I try to do a really good job of putting people, especially during their one-on-ones, we try to gear them into a section. But telling somebody who is, say, in Orange County not to do all of Orange County would be kind of difficult. I mean, I get that. I can't stop you guys from tagging areas. If you see a decrease in a number of face-to-face, then it's something you need to bring up and I need to know about. And then we can do something about it. But if it's just a couple of people going, hey, I already said I'm not interested, don't worry about it. That's why you have a call center. You don't have to take the negative call. Let's see. We covered the bubble. Roy Franklin. The scripts that the call center uses. What are you using and what is David using as a script with the call center? All right. Good question, Roy. Let's start with how is the Advocate? You're just gearing down for this season of Advocate marketing, correct? Should be on the back end.
You're talking to me?
Yes.
Well, we're going to... Oh, the coaching session. Yeah. So we've got one more class left.
All right.
I understand your question now.
Yes. And you use specifically a different call center script for Advocate marketing than, say, the traditional?
Yeah. Here, I'll tell you. here's my script. Well, I don't know how different it, because it's had a number of evolutions, but here's all it says. I just pulled it up. It says, you have a delivery from a homeowner advocacy group with information about getting your loan modified and other foreclosure avoidance options. The package must be delivered directly to the homeowner and cannot be left at the door. The package can be delivered, dates and times, which time works for you. Thank you. The package will be delivered within 2 hours of date and time. Would you like to receive our alternatives of foreclosure flyer with your appointment confirmation? Yes or no? What email address should I send that to? Thank you. You'll receive the confirmation shortly.
There you go.
That's what it is. If you want that, and you're a member of Monster, you're a member of Advocate Marketing System. If you're Advocate Marketing System, it's in the resource CD. If you're not, just send me an email, david@homeloanadvocates.com, and I'll gladly send it to you.
There you go. Simple as that. Linda, would we get in trouble for eliminating such flyers? Yes. So they only see our sticker. Good question. So, yes, I'm not a realtor. Why would I get in trouble for taking somebody's marketing? Diana's nodding her head behind me. Apparently, in the world of real estate, you guys have to play ball. What?
Mail.
What? That's not their mail. A door drop is not mail. According to Diana, it's frowned upon. All right. Jeez. And I'm recording this, and it's going out as a podcast. Survival of the fittest. I mean, all right, so I got the link out for the CoreLogic article. What else have we got? I'm assuming the Caldwell banker is buying the home below. Yeah. I don't know about below the market value, Fatima, but I'm sure that the cash offers will be beneficial to them for sure. I don't see them writing full. We get back to a thing. What is value? I mean, this is a Justin Druin topic that we've had forever. What is value? Just because it's set by an appraiser doesn't necessarily make it the correct value. It's what somebody's willing to pay for it. So it's kind of a thing. Daniel Rodriguez, does David do short sales for houses who have been served a final judgment?
Yeah, we do it on anything. We do the ugliest, most complicated deals that are available. We're famous for taking over short sales that other negotiators are working on and getting them done. We turn dead money into commission income all day long. So if you've got an impossible deal, you should send it to us, and we'll figure out how to get it done. Very rarely are we not able to get one done. I mean, very rarely. We figure out how to get them done.
Armando, David, how many tags roughly is your organization putting out each week, and how many first appointments does that tagging equal?
Okay, 15 to 20 is the answer, and that equals. So if let's just use 20, and our experience is that we put 20 tags out. We do it on Monday morning, we do it on Monday morning, and we just did it yesterday, Monday. We got 4 calls. I don't know how many tags they put out, but it's 15 to 20. We got 4 calls and 4 appointments. So normally we get 4 calls and 3 appointments, 1 declines, but yesterday was 4 for 4.
Good question. And I'll tell you, for me, Armando, it's generally somewhere between 30 and 40 per week. And we normally get about 4 or 5 appointments, somewhere in that range each week. There are areas that I have done where there is just no action. For some reason, these people just don't answer or take action. I just tagged an area yesterday that I asked Diana specifically why, because I believe we've tagged these people a couple of times and they just haven't responded. So it happens. I mean, I spent 3 hours tagging yesterday and I have no calls to show for it. None. It happens.
That happened to us a couple of weeks ago. And in fact, it happened 2 weeks in a row. So I brought so my first instinct was, okay, the guy that we're paying to tag is not tagging.
Right.
And they swore to me up and down that he was tagging.
That's what Diana said. Okay. She wants to know if I'm just throwing him out the window. Right.
Right. And then we looked at the data, and then upon further review, I realized that they were only doing the guy